Good afternoon, members of the media. A week ago today, Bermuda was hunkered down, holding loved ones close and friends even closer, preparing to face head-on the power of a Category 3 hurricane. While certainly we are no strangers to severe storms, last Friday's hurricane was a bit different. We were squarely in the direct path of Hurricane Gonzalo, which was forecast to batter Bermuda with 24 hours of sustained strong winds and rain, and sea swells which had the potential for causing significant flooding in parts of Bermuda. What this island went through last Friday evening and into the early hours of Saturday morning truly was a testing time for all of us in the country, and certainly as people. But we came through the other side. Yes, battered and bruised, but thanks to the strength and the preparation of our people, we came through this storm more resilient than ever. And that is something that every resident should be proud of. So today, as we close out a week that we soon won't forget, I want to take this opportunity to recognize some of the key individuals for their service pre, during, and post Hurricane Gonzalo, as well as to share a few timely messages as the important restoration work continues. First, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Bermuda Regiment, some 180 soldiers who, as soon as the wind subsided early last Saturday morning, set about the task of working to clear the debris away from our roads to ensure that emergency assessment could take place as soon as possible. They also served a very critical role in helping residents who had sustained serious infrastructure damage by patching up roofs with tarpaulins, clearing away fallen trees from yards, and just generally being there for our residents. Their presence went a long way to providing a measure of comfort to many following the storm. The officers of the Bermuda Police Service, the officers of the Bermuda Fire and Rescue Service, and the hospital's emergency personnel also deserve our thanks. They were always on the front lines, serving as a lifeline for some critical and harrowing situations during and post Hurricane Gonzalo, and their emergency response efforts should be roundly commended by the entire community. The hard-working crews of the Parks Department and Works and Engineering must also be singled out. They too worked and continue to work tirelessly to ensure that our roadways, parks, and beaches are made clear of debris. I had the opportunity to visit the teams at the Marsh Valley Depot this morning with Minister Pat, and we thank them for their service, not just this past week, but also in the week following Tropical Storm Faye. And a special note of thanks and appreciation to the work of the Belco crews, who today, at this moment, continue their arduous and challenging work of restoring power to residents who have been affected by 2 serious storms. Now, I know that right now, to those 4,500 customers who are still without power, these may seem like hollow words of reassurance. But I have kept abreast every day since the storm on Belco's progress, and I have also asked many questions about restoration, and I can assure you that the men and the women are working round the clock to get every dwelling back up with power as soon as possible. I want to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the Commissioner of Police, my co-chair of the Emergency Measures Organization, and to the members of the EMO Executive. This group of focused professionals from the public and private sector put the needs of the country and its people first and ensured that Bermuda was prepared and ready to face the storm. I want all of them to know that it has been a pleasure to work alongside you these past 2 weeks, and thank you for your service. At this stage, while the EMO is not formally meeting, we continue to monitor the restoration progress, particularly that of Belco. There is an EMO subcommittee that is focused on Belco restoration works, and we are working to ensure that they have the necessary resources they need to continue to connect people. My last note of thanks goes to all of you, the people of Bermuda. Thank you for preparing yourselves, heeding the advisories, and coming together after the storm to help fellow Bermudians in need. Ladies and gentlemen, this week, Bermuda has received some significant international attention. In fact, both here and abroad, the island is being widely commended for being up and running in record time after Hurricane Gonzalo. And while this may be true, we must also be mindful that in the days and weeks ahead, there is still going to be many residents who are dealing with the task of repairing their damaged homes and replacing property destroyed by this devastating storm. We cannot forget our neighbors, our friends, who are still facing the impact of this storm long after it is gone. There is still a lot of work to be done, and it will require all hands on deck to get the island fully back to a state of normalcy. I believe that out of these storms, a multitude of opportunities have been created for Bermudians who are looking for work. In that regard, I want to take this opportunity to encourage business owners in construction, landscaping, or any other industry that will be involved in the short or long-term repair and restoration efforts to make a concerted effort at providing their fellow Bermudians with a chance of work. This is an opportunity to continue the goodwill that has been generated since the storm hit last weekend. Friend helping friend, neighbor helping neighbor. So I'm taking this opportunity this afternoon to call on all employers, all those employers who have generated significant work since the storms, to provide an opportunity to Bermudians to help out and to participate in rebuilding our island after this storm. Finally, this week, like many of you, I have often found myself reflecting on last Friday and just thinking how blessed and how fortunate we have been. No loss of life, no catastrophic injuries, and an island infrastructure which is relatively intact. I find myself reflecting just truly how lucky we have been, because it could have been a lot worse. But thankfully it wasn't, and amazingly we made it through. As devastating as this storm was, it managed to bring out the best in us. We came together, we faced this storm together, and we continued to rebuild together. That is a significant demonstration of strength and unity, which we must carry forward. And so, as I close, I'm reminded of a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, which I believe encompasses the character of each and every resident on the island. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Thank you, Bermuda, for your support. I continue to look forward to working with you.